Mississauga, Ontario is a city known for its thriving business, diverse culture, and proximity to Toronto. Are you considering making Mississauga your new home or just curious about what life is like here? In this video, I'll walk you through some of the key pros and cons of living in Mississauga, Ontario. Hi there, this is Sanjay Gupta, your local real estate agent in Mississauga. Whether you are moving here, staying here, or just interested in what makes this city unique, I have got you covered. Let's explore the pros and cons of living in Mississauga. And stick around for a bonus tip that could really help with your decision-making process. Mississauga has a lot to offer, from a bustling urban scene to a warm, inclusive community. Let's start with the positives that make Mississauga such a desirable place to live. First one on the list is diverse community. Mississauga is one of the most diverse cities in Canada. With people from all around the world, Mississauga truly offers a rich cultural experience. From festivals to cultural centers, there is always something to celebrate, making Mississauga a vibrant and welcoming place to live. I have met families from over 20 countries just in one neighborhood. It is true melting pot. This diversity brings a variety of cuisines, languages, and traditions, making it a culturally enriching environment. Second one is great location and accessibility. Mississauga's proximity to Toronto and its easy access to major highways like 401, 403 and QEW makes it a commuter-friendly location. Plus, with Toronto Pearson International Airport right here in Mississauga, travel is extremely convenient. If you love to travel or need easy access to Toronto for work, this location is hard to beat. Mississauga's location gives you the best of both worlds. Close to Toronto's hustle and bustle, but still with its own unique pace of life. Third one on the list is thriving job market. The job market in Mississauga is strong, particularly in sectors like finance, tech, healthcare, and logistics. Major companies including Microsoft and Walmart Canada have their headquarters here. I often hear from my clients how relieved they are to have a great job opportunities without needing to commute to far places like Toronto. This city is ideal for those looking for career growth close to home. Especially for international students, they will find plenty of jobs in retail very easily. Number 4 is plenty of outdoor green space. Despite Mississauga's strong urban feel, this city has over 500 public parks. From waterfront trail at Port Credit to scenic parks like Arundel Park, there is plenty of room for outdoor activities and relaxation. Weekend picnics by Lake Ontario are a favorite in my family. Nature is never far away. For anyone who values a mix of city life and nature, Mississauga offers a great balance. Number 5 on the list is top-notch education system. Mississauga is home to high-ranking schools and also close to top universities like University of Toronto, Mississauga campus, and Sheridan College. This strong educational foundation makes it a popular choice for families. I have helped many families relocate specifically for Mississauga schooling options. Believe me, it's a huge draw. From elementary schools to higher education, students in Mississauga have solid options everywhere. Let's talk about cons of living in Mississauga. Even though Mississauga has a lot to offer, it's also important to look at some of the challenges. First one on the list is high cost of living. Mississauga's popularity has driven up real estate prices and rent, especially in desirable areas like Port Credit and City Center. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment can easily reach up to $2,000 per month, making it a costly city for renters and homeowners alike. When working with clients, I always emphasize budgeting carefully for living expenses here. It's a fantastic place to live, guys, but it does come at a premium. Especially international students need to budget themselves a lot to make sure they select right neighborhood suiting their lifestyle and budget. Second on the list is traffic congestion in high traffic neighborhoods. With its location near to Toronto and several major highways, Mississauga can experience heavy traffic, particularly during rush hours. This congestion can make commuting a bit of challenge. Many residents I work with suggest finding routes in advance around peak times using Google Maps or using public transit when possible. It's definitely something to consider if a quick commute is essential for you. Third is limited nightlife. Certainly, while Mississauga has its fair share of restaurants and bars, it doesn't have the same bustling nightlife as Toronto. For those who enjoy a lively evening scene, it may feel a bit dull around midnight. A friend of mine who loves concerts and nightlife often heads to Toronto on weekends. It's a very common trade-off. If you are looking for clubs and late night spots, Toronto is just short drive away, but it's not quite the same as having it on your doorstep. Last but not the least is mild to harsh winters. Like much of Ontario, Mississauga also experiences cold winters with heavy snowfall. Winter here requires some adjustment, especially if you're new to Canadian winters. Be prepared for snow shoveling, icy roads and bundling up. I have learned to embrace the snow, but it can be challenging in months like January and February when you may be walking knee-deep snow. Of course, white winter is pretty, but it's not for everyone. Let me offer you a bonus tip as promised. If you are considering moving to Mississauga, visit at different times of the year to see how the city feels in each season. Mississauga has a unique vibe throughout the year, from summer festivals, celebration square to winter events. I often take my clients on tours in each season to give them a true sense of life here. This will give you a better idea of what daily life could be like living in Mississauga. That's a wrap on pros and cons of living in Mississauga, Ontario. I hope this video helps you better understand what life is like in this beautiful and diverse city. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, be sure to click on the box on the screen. I'm Sanjay Gupta, your local real estate agent here in Mississauga. If you are considering a move or have any questions, my contact information is in the description below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching and remember to make a smart move with Sanjay.